Good morning to all. Yes, friends, I am introducing the new subject analysis of indeterminate structures. Analysis of indeterminate structures. Friends, already you know what you mean by the determinate structure. Last year, your subject was analysis of determinate structure. Now, extension of it is analysis of indeterminate structure. What do you mean by the determinate and indeterminate structure? Yes, last year you have studied what do you mean by the determinate structure. Determinate structure. What do you mean by the determinate structure? The word itself says determinate. You can determine it. Structure, you know what do you mean by the structure? Combination of the elements to transfer the load from one point to the other point and finally to the ground. Yes, determinate structure. The structure which you can determine with the help of static equations of equilibrium. Static equations of equilibrium. If you can determine all the unknown reactions of that particular structure by using the static equations of equilibrium, that type of structure is known as statically determinate structure. That particular type of structure is known as statically determinate structure. Let me explain, revise how it is when we are calling it as the determinate and indeterminate. For example, if you are going for the basic structure, last year we have studied a simply supported beam or a beam with hinge support and roller support. Yes, I think you know what is the basic meaning of the support. Whenever any member or any structure is subjected to the loading, structure has got a tendency to move because of the applied load. To hold it in position, you are providing the certain devices and that you are calling it as the supports. Depending upon the way how you are holding it, the supports are generally named as the roller support, the hinge support, fixed support, like that. Yes, if you are going for this particular structure, depending upon how you are applying the load, to balance it, the magnitudes of the support reactions will change. Say here one reaction, hinge means the two reaction, and roller only one reaction. Yes, in all, how many reactions are there for this particular structure? Yes, 3 unknown reactions are there. Reactions are unknowns, I can call it as unknown reactions. Three. Yes, equations of equilibrium for the non-concurrent force system. Equations of equilibrium are 3 equations. Yes, you can calculate or compute all the 3 reactions by making use of the static equations of equilibrium. Yes, can you recall what are the static equations of equilibrium for this non-concurrent force system? Yes, horizontal equal to 0, vertical equal to 0 and turning effect equal to 0. 3 equations, 3 unknowns. Can you compute all the reactions for any type of loading for this particular condition? Yes, I can calculate it. As the number of unknowns is 3, x, y, z are unknown. How many equations are needed connecting x, y, z to solve the value of x, y, z? 3 equations are needed for you. For example, if you are having only 2 unknowns, x and y, and you are having the equation 3x plus 4y is equal to 18. If you ask me to get the value of x and y, equation is 1, unknowns are 2, you cannot determine it. If you use one more additional equation, say 5x plus 8y is equal to 20. Yes, can you get the value of x and y here? So to get it, number of equations and number of unknowns must be same. If number of unknowns is less, then also we can get it. If the number of unknowns is less and number of equation is more, then also we can get the unknowns. But if the number of unknowns is more and equation is less, we cannot determine the unknowns. Cannot determine, that is nothing but the indeterminate. In case of the structure, what you first want to calculate? You want to calculate the unknown constraints or the reactions. Unknown reactions here are 3, equations are 3. Hence you can get all the unknowns, hence I can call it as the determinate structure. You go for one more basic structure, say go for cantilever beam. Go for the cantilever beam. Whether this beam is statical, whatever load you are applying, you want to know the response of this particular structure. The response of the structure may be anything, like the reactions, or it may be the shear force, or it may be the bending moment, or it may be the slope or deflection at any point in the structure. Can you calculate it or not? First you need to know whether it is I can calculate the constraints or not. Then only I can decide to go for the further analysis. Yes? How many unknowns are here? 1, 2, 3 unknowns are there at the pitch. 3 unknowns at a roller, 1 at the hinge, 2 unknown. Unknown means what it is doing. There, it is not allowing it to go in the vertical direction, horizontal direction, movement. Not allowing it means what it is doing. It is applying the force. How much force it is applying? It is applying the force based on whatever the external loads that you are applying. Means these values are dependent on the external loads. If you can determine these values based on the external loads, then that structure is statically determined. Here also unknowns are 3 and equations are also 3. Hence, it is statically determinate structure. This is all you have studied in the last year, and your structure itself, subject itself, analysis of the determinate structure. Now we shall go for what do you mean by the indeterminate structure. What do you mean by the indeterminate structure? Yes, consider a proper cantilever, a beam with fixed support at one end and a simple support at the other end. Tell me whether this beam is statically determinate or not. Yes friends, you are applying any amount of load here. First I need to see how many unknowns are there. Next I need to check how many equations are there. Based on it I can decide whether I can determine it or not. Yes, here 1, 2, 3 unknowns, right? And this is fourth one, 1, R1, R2, R3, and fourth unknown is here R4. Depending upon the load, the values of R1, R2, R3 will change. Can you calculate for a given load system R1 all these reactions are not? Yes, unknowns are 4. Check for equations. How many equations are there? three equations are there and unknowns are four. Is this structure is statically determinate or not? No. Unknowns are no four. Like you are having x, y, z. Yes, sorry. You are having the unknowns as a, b, c, d are not known to you. And he is giving you the three equations connecting a, b, c, d. Can you get the value of those a, b, c, d from those three equations? No. Yes, like 2a plus 3b plus 5c equal to 20. This is one equation given to you. Next equation is 5b plus 10c equal to 40. Yes, one more equation is yes 8a plus 5b equal to 30. From these three equations he is asking you to get the value of a, b, c, d which are known to you. Yes, can you get the value of a, b, c, d here? No. You are in need of additional equation here to get the unknown. You are in need of one more additional equation. Then only you can get the value of all these unknowns. That is why this equation, using this equation, I cannot determine a, b, c, d like that. Using the static equations of equilibrium, I cannot get the number unknown reactions here. That is why this structure is statically indeterminate structure. The structure is statically indeterminate. What do you mean by here the indeterminate? Determinate is I can determine them. Indeterminate is I am unable to determine them by using the existing conditions of equilibrium. Yes, here the unknown reactions are three. Reactions are only three. Reactions are four. Yes, the equations are three. Hence, I am in need of one more additional equation to solve this one. Otherwise, at this stage, I can call this structure as indeterminate structure. The structure is indeterminate structure. Yes, you go for one more type of structure. Yes, is subjected to the loading. Can you tell me how many constraints are there? How many unknown reactions are here? Yes. At this fixed then R1, R2, R3. Yes, R4, R5, R6. Therefore, what is the total number of reactions? Reactions are 6. How many equations are there to solve these reactions? What type of structure it is? Whether it is concurrent force system or non-concurrent force system. Non-concurrent force system it is. Therefore, for non-concurrent force system, how many equations are there? Equations are only 3. Yes, tell me, by using 3 equations, can you determine the 6 unknowns? No, it is not possible. That is why again this structure is indeterminate structure. This structure is indeterminate structure. Yes, I go for one more example. Yes, go for this continuous beam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes, is subjected to a loading on it. Whether this structure is statically determinate or indeterminate. Yes, actually three equations are there. Out of those three equations, it is simply supported one, simple supports 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unknowns are there, and equations available to you. If you see it, actually you are having the three equations. Out of that one equation is useless for me. Can you guess it here? I won't have any actions or the reactions in the horizontal direction. That is why total of the forces in x direction is equal to 0 is of no use here. I won't have any restraint in horizontal direction. I won't have any load in the horizontal direction. Therefore, yes, only left out with me is the number of unknowns is 5. Unknown 5. Yes, the number of equations is useful actually only 2. Yes, with the help of two equations, can you determine the 5 unknowns? No, it is not possible. Therefore, this structure is also statically indeterminate structure. This thing statically means using the static conditions of equilibrium. Structure is at rest. It is in equilibrium. You are applying the equations of equilibrium. Therefore, it is statically indeterminate structure. Most probably, you recall the point last time before solving, as your subject itself is statical analysis of determinate structure. You check whether the structure is determinate or indeterminate, and if the structure happens to be indeterminate, directly right there, question is out of syllabus or something like that. The hint I have given to you people. Now your structure is indeterminate structure. That is why you have to attempt these particular questions, right? So how I can differentiate between the determinate and indeterminate structure? Basic definition of determinate structure is structure can be analyzed by using the static equations of equilibrium only. And indeterminate structure cannot be analyzed. What is the meaning of cannot be analyzed here? We cannot get the responses of the structure only by using the static equations of equilibrium. What is the problem? In case of the determinate structure, the unknown reactions will be less than or equal to the static equations of equilibrium. Yes, then only the structure will be determinate. You may say, sir, I will cut this particular structure into two parts so that I will get the 6 equations. Will it become determinate at that time? Please check it. Yes, if you are cutting here, means what type of reactions, how many reactions you are getting there. You know, if it happens to be a framed structure, at that point you are getting the 3 unknown. Check it. What is the total number of unknown? 1, 2, 3, 4, yes, 5, 6, 7. These will be same. Active and reactive force are equal and opposite. That is why I am not treating them as the unknown. Yes, 6 and this will become 7. Go for the equation. Reactions are 7. How many unknowns are there? Sorry, reactions are 7. Equations 3 for this part and 3 for this part. Total is 6. Just check up whether it is statically determinate or indeterminate. Earlier reactions are 4, reactions are 4 and equations are 3. Now reactions are 7, equations are 6. Again it remains the indeterminate only once if it is indeterminate. By doing anything you cannot make it indeterminate. Only how to analyze the determinate may be this particular structure. In this structure, if indeterminate is there, how we can analyze the indeterminate structure? Where from we can bring the extra or additional equations to solve the extra unknowns left out with us. For example, here the extra unknown left out with me is 1 because unknown is 6, equations are unknown is 7, equations are 6, extra unknown is 7 minus 6 is equal to 1. I need one additional equation apart from equilibrium equation to solve this problem. That itself is the base for analysis of the indeterminate structure. Is that alright? Now comes what we mean by the degree of indeterminacy or degree of redundancy. Degree of indeterminacy. Or one more is degree of redundancy. Degree of redundancy. How is defining? How many extra unknowns are there compared with the equations of equilibrium? That is called as the degree of redundancy. For example, if you are going for this structure, unknowns are 4, equations are 3. Extra unknowns are 4 minus 3 equal to 1 is the degree of indeterminacy. Right? If you go for this one, unknowns are 6, equations are 3. Therefore, what is degree of indeterminacy or degree of redundancy? Number of redundant forces is equal to 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. What is the meaning of this degree of redundancy? These many additional conditions are needed for me to solve this structure is the meaning of it. Like that, what is the degree of redundancy here? Unknowns are 5, equations are 3, 2. Hence I need to remove, I need to know 3 more equations to solve this particular problem apart from the static equations of equilibrium. That is all the base for what we mean by the indeterminate structure. We have studied the determinate structure. Now our whole subject is focused on the indeterminate structure. Now I'll give you the certain hints. What are the methods involved in the analysis of the indeterminate structure and what are the basis for it? This analysis of the structure, indeterminate structures, is classified under 2 categories. Analysis of indeterminate structures. Is done under 2 methods. First one is the force method. And one more method is the displacement method. Yes. What do you mean by the, what he is doing in case of the force method? Force method, he is taking the forces as the unknowns. Forces as unknowns. Or I can call it as the variables. Here what he is doing? He is taking the deformations as the unknowns. Friends, as already I told you, when we are studying the analysis of the determinate structure, in my opinion, the force includes all type of actions. It may be a concentrated force, the moment, twist, whatever it may be, constraint, right? The displacement, what are the deformations, those are involved in the structure. Displacement is not only the vertical movement of that particular point, it is the rotation or the movement. Both together I am calling it as the deformation method also. Yes, here is taking the deformations as redundants. Yes, forces he is taking as the unknown. What are the additional conditions he is using here? Yes, he is using, equations are developed by using the compatibility conditions. Yes, means here I am getting the additional equations. Indirectly, how many compatibility conditions should be available for me? Whatever the additional unknowns are there, those many additional compatibility conditions. I will tell you what I mean by the compatibility condition. For example, if I am going for, yes, a continuous beam with a column at A, B, C, right? So what he says is, the point B over the column yields, means moves downward by an amount is equal to 2 mm. This column is not so strong. Under the load, the point B moves in downward direction by an amount is equal to 2 mm. Now my question is, what is the deformation in this particular column? Yes, the point B should move, whatever the amount the column is undergoing the deformation, same must be the movement of the point B. That is, one part is in touch with the other part. This particular condition I am calling it as the compatibility condition. One part should move with the other part, whichever part it is in touch with. That condition I am calling it as the compatibility condition. Whatever may be the load, this column is sufficiently strong to resist any amount of load. Then what is the compatibility condition at the point A? What is the compatibility condition at the point A? The deformation or the movement of the point A is equal to 0. Delta at A is equal to 0. Like that. These conditions are called as the compatibility conditions. Conditions linking the movement of one part with the other part, in which both the parts are in touch with each other. That I am calling it as the compatibility condition, right? I will just explain this force method with a simple case, like I am going for a proper cantilever. Yes, how many unknowns are here? R1, R2, R3, R4. In all, the four unknowns are there. The structure is statically indeterminate one. So how I can solve this particular problem? He is doing it something like this. This problem is equivalent to, first he is taking the force as unknown. He is taking R4 is not known to me, but I am throwing it out and I am calling it as the R4. Without R4, how the structure will appear? Structure will appear like this. Yes, say the structure is A, B. This load is given to me. Can I get how much is the moment of B? Now tell me whether this structure is statically determinate or indeterminate one. Only three unknowns are here. 1, 2, 3. Hence it is statically determinate one. You can get the downward movement of, I will call this downward movement at B as the delta at B due to the load. The load is applied on the structure. To this is adding one more structure like this. The structure, can you tell me what I have drawn here? What is this line called as? Yes, the elastic curve, the deformed shape of this particular member under this load. Yes, plus go for this fixed member with a force in the form of R4, the value of which is equal to R4. Yes, because of that, you can guess the elastic curve for this particular member. Elastic curve for the member is like this. I will call this particular deformation as deformation at B due to the redundant force, unknown force. Yes, I am not applying any other force here. Can you tell me what may be the expression for del BR here? You have studied it in the analysis of the definite structure, deflection free end of a cantilever beam subjected to a concentrated load. W L cube divided by 6EI. Just check it. So that will be in terms of this R4. This equation will be in terms of R4 and this equation will be in terms of certain numbers, given numbers. Now comes the final condition. Three unknowns are there, I can get it. One more unknown, one equation is needed for me. Yes, can you tell me what is the final downward movement of B because of this R4 and the load acting on it? Yes, the support is sufficiently strong. This point cannot move in the downward direction. That is what the compatibility condition for this particular structure. Therefore, what is the compatibility condition? Total delta at the point B equal to 0. That is equal to delta BL minus delta BR. I think why one is minus and other is plus. One is moving in the downward direction and other is in the upward direction. Hence, this is the fourth equation. Already I am having the three equations. Total of the force in x direction equal to 0. Total of the force in y direction equal to 0. Total of the moment about any point is equal to 0. Right? So 1, 2, 3 and this is the fourth equation. Four equations, four unknowns. Hence this indeterminate structure now became the determinate structure with the help of the computability method, computability conditions. Hence, this is the force method. Here we are taking the forces as the unknowns. Here we are taking the forces of the unknowns. The few examples in the force method are consistent deformation, method and stiffness method. Yes. Now going for the displacement method, just I will compare this method with this one. Here there he is taking the forces as unknowns. Here he is taking the deformations as the redundants, unknowns. Yes, friends, you know as civil engineer, there is an interlink between the force and the displacement. If the action is known to you, you can get the reaction. If reaction is known to you, you can get the action. Both are interlinked with each other. Here he is taking the force as unknown. Here he is taking the displacement as unknown. Here he is using the compatibility conditions. Here he is using the additional equilibrium equations, equilibrium of the joints. Equilibrium of the joints. With the help of this one, he is getting the additional equations here. Is it all right? And then equilibrium equations, equilibrium of joints, equilibrium equations. Hence, he is getting the unknown displacements or the redundant displacements. Once the unknown displacements are known to you, unknown displacements is calculating. Once the unknown displacements are known, I told you there is a link between the force and the displacement. Once the displacement is known, you can calculate the force. Once the force is known, you can calculate the displacement. Hence, in this method, displacement method, your whole course is consisting of 5 models. First model is slope deflection method. Slope deflection method. Yes, friends, name itself says slope and displacements are unknown to us. What are the unknowns here? Deformations are unknowns. Therefore, where I should include this particular method? This method comes under the displacement method. Slope, displacement, deflection method. SD equations. Yes, with that as the base, shall go to the slope deflection method in the next class. Thank you, friends.